Now, what I want to
Absolutely.
real quick, we don't talk a lot about this next topic here, but unfortunately, this is not going to be the best um light that we're going to talk about them. But we
Yep.
always we got to highlight who's about that life, who's not about that life, and we're going to talk a little baseball, not in the best way, but we're going to have to say that the MLB Hall of Fame voters are not about that life. Um,
Trash.
to me, it's ridiculous at this point. Like, come
It
on
is.
now. We got some of the greatest of all. I mean, all time,
All time, yeah, not even just our era,
all
all
time.
time.
Yeah,
Barry
all
Bonds is a legend.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Kurt
Just
Schilling.
legends.
I can't even think of the other, but there's other names in the same boat.
Might be
I
out there.
think that yeah, might be out the I'm trying to get the right word. The amount of pettiness involving players that played during the quote unquote steroids era is
Hmm.
just is to me it's overboard at this time. It's too much. You guys are doing too much. Like if if everybody was dirty, then it was an even
It don't
playing field.
matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter. If we could literally look at the ballot and say you're holding off Bonds and you're holding off Clemens for the same thing. So what does that say? That the hitters and the pitchers were using the same thing. So it's even. Like, so what are you talking about? And then what bothers me more than even that is that even if you want to talk about the steroid era and discredit them for that, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were Hall of Famers before the steroid era. They were Barry Bonds won MVPs before that stuff even started. Like, so it makes no sense that he's not in the Hall of Fame. If you want to not call him the home run king, whatever, that's fine. But before any of that started, Barry Bonds was a 40-40 guy. He was stealing 40 bases. He was hitting 40 home runs. He's a 300 hitter. Like, there's no one that can tell me that he was not a Hall of Fame baseball player, and they're just being childish.
Hey, I put it to you like this. This is the definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face. The most interesting, the most entertaining, and I would argue to say if you go look at numbers, the most profitable that the
Era.
Major League Baseball has been was during that era that they seem to.
Absolutely.
So one of the only things that you could use to benefit from that is inducting some of those guys into the hall and getting some of those eyes and some of that excitement back into the game. Um, and I think that they like I said, baseball is down across the board, and I think this is one of the main
Hmm.
reasons why is they don't they're too much holding on to their old school
Rules. Yeah.
rules and
Nonsense. Like,
opinions and
I'm going to say this. I watch and know more baseball than most people that look like me of my age range. People my age, black people, don't even think about baseball. You know what I mean? It's not even a thought. And you're going to continue to lose a whole segment of the population because you're alienating players that we actually enjoyed. That was a time where we were into it. I played baseball when I was younger. My 7-year-old son will come in here right now and he don't know one player today. He don't know one MLB player today. But if he come in here, he can name you rosters of the NFL. He can name you rosters of the NBA. He can't give you one baseball player outside of Barry Bonds, and
yeah, I'm
he
about to
ain't in the
say
Hall of Fame.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens,
The one
everybody
guy
knows
he
these guys.
knows is not in the Hall of Fame. And then it, it's going to get even crazier. I know Alex Rodriguez is a little more of a hot button, but he too was a Hall of Famer before any of the steroid stuff. And they use it on both sides. And the MLB is very hypocritical because, like you
Very.
said, they made the most money ever during that era. They needed that era, or it would have been lights out for baseball. They had
Exactly.
just had a strike. Like you
That
just
to
had
me,
it's crazy. It's ridiculous, and they're the definition of not about sports.
yeah, exactly. The very definition of not about that life. Like, what are y'all doing? What do y'all benefit from keeping these guys out of the halls? For real.
Exactly. What do you benefit?
Giving them
Like
what they deserve.
I can get the Kurt Shirley stuff because it's not even about steroids. He's kind of
Yeah. Well, Kurt Schilling is
tweeted.
different.
Yeah, he's kind of
But
tweeted himself.
I also
That's a
feel
little
I kind of
different.
feel it, but I ain't gonna lie, I feel the same way about Schilling, even though I
Because
don't
it should
agree
be
with
about
it.
it should be
It's
about
about
the
what he did on the
game.
field.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
about what he did on the field, man. Let's not bring in everything that you did
Come on.
afterward, because
You
you
can't
never know what could happen.
you can't have the bloody sock in the Hall of Fame and not the guy that wore the bloody sock.
Exactly. Thank you. And on that note, we're gonna end it on that note because they